Hello, and welcome to Lead or Not to Lead. That is the question. Unfortunately, I cannot see you, so we'll do our best to work this through together. To lead or not to lead, that is the question. Although the general idea was borrowed from Hamlet, we all must decide which we want to do. A common misconception about a leader is the grand title which gives him or her the main purpose to dictate and control others. However, leadership is not about the position or the title. It is truly about motivating and guiding and inspiring other people to achieve the same goal by working together. A leader will choose to bring out the best in and support others. Every organization and team needs a good leader, but one must understand what the characteristics are that make a good leader. Today, during our time together, we will review both sides of the leadership coin. Please feel free to write down the lead or not to lead chart and answer the question, which side of the coin do these questions go in? Take time to utilize this as your takeaway today, and we will go over the characteristics. You will decide which side of the graph it should go on. We will review the answers and see how we fare when we have also have some time for questions, answers, and discussions. There are two quotes which I felt emphasized the importance of the two factors of leadership. The first one being, if your actions inspire others to dream more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. This is an example given by John Quincy Adams of what a good leader is. Maybe you might recall a time when you were with a colleague or a manager that every time you left that conversation or meeting, you felt you could achieve any task at hand. Or maybe that person inspired you to go after something bigger than you imagined. This person may have been a great leader. Can I ask maybe if there's anyone here that would like to share a comment or that would share a comment of a good leader? Maybe you have an experience with someone that was a good leader and you would like to share your comment. Well, I'll take the opportunity. I remember I had a colleague or a mentor of mine, and every time you would walk into that room, she knew she was going to make you shine. And just her verbiage, her wording, everything made you leave that conversation knowing that you were a better person than you were the time before an hour before you met her or spoke with her. She always had one thing in common, was she wanted to remind you that there are three types of people in the world: the basement people, the house people, and the attic people. And she always wanted to raise everybody up to know that you were the one in the attic. And so after leaving, you always felt like, I am the person in the attic. I want to be that person to raise people up. And that is an example of a good leader. Another one quote that came to mind was, leaders believe they have to project control at all times. This was a quote by Simon Sinek, an example of a bad leader. Maybe you might recall a time when you had a colleague or a manager that every time that person walked into the room, you knew you had to devote your full attention to that person. Or worse, you would be belittled or feel bad, and that you even deserved to be spoken to or treated in that manner. This kind of person may be easier to recall. So we will get stuck on that negative train if we ask for experience of that. So with your permission, we will bypass our sharing of negative events and people and continue our journey onto the positive leader bill. Today, we will go over some 20 characteristics of a leader. You can decide whether you want to lead or not to lead. Let's look at the 20 characteristics and decide whether or not you should lead or not to lead. The first one being conflict avoidance. A bad leader may decide to let the situation fester or hope it just goes away. This person may want to make everyone feel unhappy, or maybe hard decisions are just out of this job description. However, dealing with conflict directly and decisively is actually essential. Lack of flexibility. This type of leader adopted one type of management style and stuck with it his or her entire career. Nothing says bad leadership more than an unwavering, authoritative boss. Confidence. This is a key component to leadership, or in other words, the key to success. The confidence should inspire and should ensure that people will want to follow their directions, and this allows your team to face difficult challenges, make spontaneous decisions, and commit to the conclusion. Inspire. An effective leader has the ability to inspire others by displaying passion, integrity, and hard work, ethics, and people will want to be inspired to do the same. This creates engagement and commitment to the entire unit. Accountability. Leaders must take responsibility for his or her actions for everyone's performance. This proves they can deliver results and show others that they can be trusted. The subordinates can see that their efforts and their desire to succeed are needed to be incorporated to share a greater accountability. My way or the highway. Ignorance and an unbending mindset may be the underlying issues of someone who obtained his or her leadership position because of knowledge and expertise, without the desire to help others, to stay motivated. This may be a good type of leadership where everyone works alone in a negative environment. Delegate. Delegating is more than just passing the buck. It is recognizing the importance of permitting others to make their own decisions, to take on additional responsibilities. Employees feel appreciated, which also raises the overall morale of the institution. Rationalization for poor or unethical behavior. It doesn't matter where you work, what you're doing, or how you're doing it. If anyone has to rationalize bad conduct, you are doomed to fail. Short-term gains will always catch up to the poor decisions in the end. A lack of track record. This past negative performance may impact future success. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Without a positive track record, this person doesn't have momentum to move forward. They will constantly be stuck without followers on that particular track. Transparency. A transparent leader is the best way to gain the trust of followers. Leaders will set crystal clear expectations, constantly communicate effectively, and accept honest feedback from other leaders and the members of the team. Positive attitude. By maintaining an optimistic attitude, you will be able to shape the future and set innovative goals to set a purpose of life. It allows you to see the good in every person and every situation. The result, people will respond better to a positive leader, become happier, and therefore more productive at work. Creativity. Creativity means you can think outside of the box or initiate conversation with an original idea. This will provide the entire team the solutions with a unique approach. This will not only help employees be more accepting of others' ideas and concepts, but may actually create people that want to become better problem solvers in all aspects of life, not just inside your office. The inability to create or to conform to company culture. Creating the company culture that serves people and uplifts teams is truly the right path. Without creating a company culture or not embracing it by the leader, company-wide implications will result. The final negative effect is always the negative return of ROI, return of investment. The power of the dollar is really, really strong. Poor communication skills. This type of leader cannot effectively share the company's goals, mission statement, or strategies on how to achieve that. These sketchy skills may also impede verbal and written communication strategies. A self-centered know-it-all. attitude. A self-centered leader will take credit for the team's success, but will always place blame on others for the failures. This eventually leads to a staff becoming demoralized and the failure of the business overall. Empathy. Empathy is an understanding of the situation from the other person's perspective. The leader may not have been in their shoes, but can understand where you are coming from. This allows the leader to attend to their needs and offer their solutions of their requests. Prioritizes communication. Clear communication of the final goal with the expectations along the way will create a cohesive team. This may be monthly, daily, weekly, or even hourly, but communication is never cloudy. Unpredictability. Employees that are constantly walking on eggshells, wondering what the leader's mood will be like today, will always block vital information. Sending mixed signals to your team or reacting without thinking will doom any business to failure. 19, this person lacks forward-thinking strategies that are focused on the customer. If your organization is not on the forefront of change and innovation, with customers always being first, you can rest assured that your leader from your competition is already doing this. And the last one we'll discuss today is flexibility. A leader must be flexible to modify the way of working, the strategies, and the techniques when necessary. But this person must always maintain the mastery of skills in their area. An expert in your field, you must always understand the experiences at hand. However, share these along the way. Boy, we've covered a lot of characteristics over the past couple of minutes, both good and bad. One can truly say we've looked at both sides of the leadership coin. Let's see how your chart looks and review it with mine. On the good leader side, or to lead, you will have confidence, inspire, have accountability, delegate, be transparent, a positive attitude, creativity, empathy, prioritize your communication, and flexibility. However, the characteristics of a bad leader will show conflict avoidance, lack of flexibility, my way or the highway, rationalizing poor or unethical behavior, lacking of a track record, the inability to create to conform to a company culture, poor communication skills, a self-centered, know-it-all attitude, unpredictability, and last but not least, lacks the forward-thinking strategies that are focused on the customer. Now, think back to those two scenarios that we thought about earlier. Did your leaders possess any of these characteristics? You may be able to easily visualize the good leader by the positive emotions you receive. Life may not always be rosy, but good leaders will be able to create an environment where failure is okay, provided corrective behaviors result. People learn from these actions and therefore become better leaders in their path to success as well. I have to give credit where credit is due. And some of my resources I utilized for this presentation included skillssuccess.org, lifehack.org, or occmundell.org. As I was putting the final touches on this presentation, I overheard a statement by Ed Bastian, the CEO of Delta Airlines, yesterday. He was speaking about leadership. Did you know that when he flies on his own airline, he always flies coach? And he believes that the most important leader quality is humility. With the idea that a personal humility combined with professional manners creates the perfect blend of a leader. This person will always be able to have the opportunity to be the best of others in a purposeful and helpful way. Ed Bastian fears that too often leaders are narcissistic and tend to brag just a little too much. Instead, leaders need to have talent and to be teachable, with the ability to reflect and adjust in order to serve others with the purpose. Talent will launch your success in your endeavor. A teachable humility allows for success all the way to the finish line. A person that chooses to lead needs to be able to start and finish strong. Another accomplishment of a specific goal for that team. The statement of humility truly shows the individual value of people, purpose, and service to provide you the opportunity to influence others. By servicing others in a humble manner, you can truly inspire and lead with greatness. Simon Sinek, John Quincy Adams, and of course the wisdom of John Maxwell states that leadership is influence, nothing more and nothing less. So the ultimate question here is, are you a positive influence or a negative influence? That is the question. This will give you guidance whether or not you can lead or not lead. At this stage, we have a few extra minutes for questions, answers, and discussions. So feel free to unmute yourself and join in the discussion and ask some questions. Well, with that, I thank you for attending attend our session, and thank you to the event coordinators for giving us the opportunity to join together today and for me to share about leadership. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. And ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the rest of the day of security. Have a nice day.